distributed, and I want to be at the head of that march. The big bull at the front. Correct. To move forward in the production, in the industry here, the industry that transforms the warehouses, the little industries, right, in all of the process of distribution. Here it is very well planned, the distribution of the food and the group of markets for the selling both to La Guaira and to Caracas, which establishes the investment in its different phases. Also, there's the plan of infrastructure viality for the communes, urban viality, the agricultural one as well, the subjects of water, electric energy, transportation, gas and telecommunications. I approved a very big terrain that is before reaching Blandin for it to be the center of distribution and production of gas directly here for all of this corridor. There it can work the center of the corridor, the control center. So on the topic of water, Carlos, since we have accomplished to articulate the idea of the accumulation of water from the rain in all of the mountain systems of the country and channeling of small rivers, of streams that only in the time of Pérez Jiménez were done. They were channeled towards Caracas and the mountains of El Águila, today Guaraíra, Repano. So that technology we're going to apply it in this side of the mountain because there's a lot of water here, and clean everything that needs to be clean to decontaminate the water resources, these springs, these rivers, and apply a technology that we can perfectly carry throughout the great Caracas and of all of the cities that have these conditions. There's a lot of water in all of these mountains and all of these valleys and all of this scenery to go strongly into the subject of public services. Likewise, the quadrant of peace, Diosdado, should come in the next few days to have an assembly and see at the development of the plan of quadrants of peace, absolute security for the people. Likewise, all of the plan of eco-socialism, science and technology, all of the subject of cutting the trees, and a special plan of trees and putting this beautiful for the projects of agriculture and tourism and for the ecological projects. Everything that has to do with the schools of robotics, formation in technology that have already started in El Limón, in the Commune, Gualia, España, Blandin, and the Great Mall, etc. and etc. We have many tasks, and in a very special way, where's the defense plan? In a very special way, I was working personally, and we were talking when we arrived. I arrived in a surprise as well. I arrived in a car that no one was expecting. So I came out of the car in surprise, and the military chiefs were talking with the vice president. And the first thing she did was to congratulate the military chiefs. So I congratulate the military communal units, the UCMs, the BPIs, the integral base, and defense unities because it is wonderful. Here we have the integral plan of defense of all of the axis Caracas La Guaira in detail, street by street, community by community, arms and arms system by arms system. I was very glad that the part of weapons of the militiamen and women of the communal units of militia is already installed and functioning. The whole system of shotguns and heavy weaponry and missiles to defend this great area of the Caracas La Guaira, its mountains, towards the Caribbean Sea and its mountains in this immensity. So we have the integral vision, and this was done by a group of experts. How do you call the group of experts that do the projects? A think tank. This wasn't done by a think tank. That is how it's pronounced. The thinking tanks. That is the translation. This wasn't done by a hired think tank. This was done by thousands of thinking minds of the empowered people of the old highway of La Guaira and all of the areas that are neighboring the communes. The biggest thinking tank that we have is the communal power, because the Bolivarian revolution, the people is the vanguard and the people is the collective intellectual. All of you are the collective intellectual. Diosdado was right at the press conference on Monday when he was told what are you going to do to form the over 200,000 committees of base and the over 4 million leader men and women of vanguard that enlisted themselves and organized themselves. And Diosdado said, we're going to have the schools and the study programs, but the truth is that the school for us leaders to form ourselves is going to the people and listening to them and learning from their experiences, from their consciousness, from their rebelliousness, from their bravery. Here, those who need to teach something is the people to us, and we need to listen to them and always obey them. The government needs to obey. Do you understand? So I congratulate you for this defense plan, General-in-Chief. It is another armed force. It is the armed forces done into the people, and the people turned also into armed forces. That is why we have peace. That is why there will be peace, and there won't be anyone that can touch the peace of the Venezuelan people, the people in Christ the Redeemer. So this plan, after being evaluated, it has been done the math of the cost of the investment, and I can say to the 15 communes of the old highway from La Guaira to Caracas, from the highway La Guaira Caracas, and all of this beautiful corridor that is being born today, the corridor of the Caribe people, that this integral plan of development that was born in the communities, it is completely approved in all of its parts, and it must start immediately with the participation, the creative and beautiful participation of the people, the empowered people. Look, I've been told that there's a video of how you did the plan before having some communication today, Wednesday of the communes. We're going to present the video. So besides the explanations that I have given, those who are watching through social media and communication media and are listening to us through the radio to have an idea of how in 25 days a beautiful plan and complete as this one is birthed. Go ahead.